Hello everyone, my name is Thornton Prayer and I'd like to welcome you to today's edition of the Our America channel. I'm a citizen, I'm a patriot, and I care very much and very deeply about this country, and I'm doing these videos because I, like a lot of people, am very concerned about what direction we're headed in. Today I'd like to talk about something I call a real American, and I want to use real in quotations. If you looked at some of my earlier videos, you may remember one where I talked about symbolics versus action, where a lot of people think if they do the symbolic stuff, meaning they wave their flags around, the American flag around, or they talk really loudly about how much they care about this country and how patriotic they are, but the reality is that the actions they take don't match up to that. And I want to take a deeper slice at that today. When I talk about a real American, I'm talking about those people, and some of you might be fit in this category who are watching this, who are very proud of this country, who are very patriotic, who wave the flag very much, but when it comes to following through on the principles of our country, doing the things that are right for all of our citizens, and not just some, we don't follow through, and in fact, we violate them. I'm talking about discriminating against people. I'm talking about attacking people, calling people un-American, unpatriotic just because they disagree with you. You know, I hear a lot of guys, for example, and this is, a parallel kind of thing, who talk about how much they love their wife and how much they love their kids and all that sort of thing. So they'll tell everyone how much they love their wife and children, how they're a great husband and all that sort of stuff, and then they go home and beat their wife and kids. They'll justify it. They'll talk about how much she had it coming to her or how much the kids were acting up and all that sort of stuff. But still, beating your wife and kids is not a good idea. In fact, it's just flat out wrong. That doesn't make you a real man any more than anybody else. It just makes you a thug. And I'm going to suggest that for a lot of us, not all, but for a lot of us who call ourselves real Americans, who wave the flag, who beat our chests, who scream loudly about how much they love America and all that sort of thing, and then they turn right around and they physically or verbally attack other people just because they're different, just because they have a different opinion, that's not being a real American. I wouldn't call you a thug if you do that. But I'm going to ask, if you're going to follow through on the principles of our country, which is about mutual understanding, and understanding that in this big country of ours, it takes compromise, and it takes listening and understanding as opposed to jacking up verbally and physically people who are different from you. That's not being a real American, like beating your wife and kids doesn't make you a real man. Now, I know some of you might not like what I have to say, and I get that, but it's a free country, at least we say it is. But if you're going to say this is a free country, but you want to violate people's freedom of speech, that doesn't make you a real American. You're not being a patriot then, as far as I'm concerned. If you want to be a real American, I'm going to ask you that you demand of others that you demand of yourself the same thing, that you hold yourself to a higher standard, that you actually ask yourself to look at all of our citizens, be they liberal or conservative, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever, and see that we're all citizens. Because the thing I worry about more than anything else is that if we tear each other apart, nobody wins. I'm not going to win. You're not going to win. This country will go down because we're ripping each other apart. So if you want to be a real American, follow through on that principle. Follow through on the principles, not just the noise. It's real easy to wave a flag. I support that. I agree with that. But if you're going to wave the flag, also be willing, I'm going to ask you to start embracing other people, even if you don't like them and are different from them. It doesn't mean agree with them. It doesn't mean like what they say. But I'm asking you and asking all of us, including myself, of course, to step back and to try to understand each other. That's what being a real American is about. I welcome any thoughts, opinions, or comments below. Again, today's edition of the Our America channel. Thank you for listening.